Hello, welcome to our podcast. My first guest here is Aaron Cox, and now I just want to know. First question: what are your thoughts on the book as a whole, and what did you most like or dislike about the book?
Okay, my thoughts on the book was it was very intriguing. It had a sense of like growth to it,
Yeah.
like finding yourself and like discovering how to find your way in the world.
Hmm.
Mm, my favorite, my favorite part in the book, honestly, was when Tea Cake came up to Janie and was like, "You got the key, you got the key to the kingdom, baby."
Good line. Good line.
That was a good line. So like, I think that was my favorite part. What I disliked the most was probably the Joe Stark's death scene because
Why?
it's like I don't know, it was like made me feel kind of made it like Janie had loved him, but like Joe had no no like sincerity towards her feelings. It made her feel like lonely and caged and all alone. So like at the end of his death, last minute he finally realizes what he loses, and I was like, that's kind of stupid scene to not only realize it now. So yeah,
Oh,
I really
okay.
like that part.
Interesting. Alright. Next up, what did you believe was the main theme of the novel, and why?
I think the main theme of the novel was Janie discovering herself through all these relationships, probably like finding what she really wanted in her life.
And what was that?
The pear tree, that's a key
Yeah.
point in the story, is the pear tree. The pear tree represents her growth as a woman.
Mm.
And in every relationship we had, she's seen a pear tree, but it wasn't fully blossomed. It didn't fully, you know, didn't fully grow
Yeah.
until the end of the story where she, killed Tea Cake and just like came to a final realization that she just like experienced the world fully and like understands hardships and
Wait, so you believe the blossoming of the pear tree happened when she killed Tea Cake?
no after
What?
no
Oh,
like
I see.
when she followed through the hardship of doing that.
Oh,
You
I
know?
see. Interesting. Okay. Okay, which critique of the novel did you most agree with, and which did you least agree with?
I at least agreed with Richard Wright on how it didn't show much of racism or how black people struggle. I think the book actually did show how black people struggle and like what they really went through, but just in a more of a not like as in
More
would say-
subtle?
yeah, more not so like it was more subtle. It was
Yeah.
like more hidden. So I agree with like Marilee Washington.
Mary Helen Washington?
Yeah, Marilee Washington.
Yeah.
About how Hurston like incorporates in the book like culture, black folklore, and just talks about like she doesn't talk about the struggles, but she like talks about not talks about well she writes about how they work hard, they're living probably their best lives in Etonaville. In Eatonville?
Yeah, Eatonville.
In Eatonville. It's only full black people, black community. So there's not really much hardship you see in there. But it's like before Janie and Joe Stark arrived, it was nothing but a town full of people that had nothing or like barely even getting by. So like in the story it kinda shows how the growth of the town and how the black people finally like they still go through hardships but like it's less seen in the story because like you see them laughing joking around. It's like it doesn't show the hardship of black life but it shows like how they come together through that.
Alright. Next up, do you relate to Janie or any of the other characters in the novel?
I don't really know. Actually, I don't relate to none of these characters.
None?
No,
Yeah.
not one at all.
Alright.
Honestly, they seem kind of so.
Out there?
Yeah.
Alright. Now, we already talked about the pear tree,
Mhm.
but like, what do you think about it as a symbol? Do you like it? Or,
I do. Like, yeah, I think it shows like a symbol. It kind of it like represents like how she grew up, I guess.
yeah.
Like, cause in the book as a kid, she watched the pear tree bloom or blah whatever or blossom,
Yeah.
and she's like, and I guess that like inspired her to like want to live a life just like the pear tree.
Mm.
So I think it's a good symbol.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think Janie and Tea Cake were in true love, or was there more to it?
I think that they were truly in love.
Huh.
Like the way he was raising her up was crazy.
But like, even though he beat her and everything, you still think it was true love?
I think so. I think that even made it seem more true love. The fact that he beat her because he wanted to let everybody know that she belonged to him and him alone. So like I guess like beating her showed dominance over everyone else, that like she is his. Ugh, this is so sexist. I can't.
It is. We gotta work through it, man. This is the podcast.
Thank God, that's so wrong. This book is so wrong. I'm like beating women just because you want. Okay, what I'm basically trying to say is, him beating her was wrong, but at the same time, he had his own reasons because he loved her and he didn't want Mrs. Turner's brother, or what's his name,
Yeah.
trying to take Janie, so he wanted to show everybody in the book what he was about. You know what I'm saying? And he did. Yeah.
Okay. You already talked about how the race, how they dealt with it in the novel. Do you think Janie's grandma did the right thing, making Janie marry Logan Killix?
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, no.
You don't think she did the right thing?
Nah, like why would you marry her off to someone that she doesn't want to be with? That's low-key kind of 1960 type stuff.
True.
Oh wait, the book was like made in
1930.
yeah,
Something.
yeah. So it's still in the 19th. Oh, okay. But I still think it's wrong because she didn't love Logan Killix, but like at the same time, her grandmother had a reason for doing it.
Yeah.
Because she loved her grandbaby, loved her granddaughter, and wanted her to be safe and grow up in a stable environment, you know. So that was acquired. But like, I think it was more pressure being married off to someone she barely even liked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. What can we, as people, learn or take away from the novel?
We can learn not to hit women. We can learn not to bear arms and guns in your household. We can also learn that you should pick before you choose in a relationship.
Okay.
Oh wait, no. You should choose before you pick in a relationship. My fault. Word that wrong.
Wait, what?
You should choose.
What do you mean by that?
Like pick and choose.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna just pick you. I'm gonna choose you. You know what I'm saying?
What does that mean?
That means like, so Janie basically got in all these relationships. She like her grandmother chose Logan Killix for her. You know what I'm saying? And then but then she picked she picked Joe Starks. You know, she picked him up, and then Joe Stark chose to not, really put any effort in loving her or whatever. And then there's Tea Cake. She chose him, and it's like that was one of probably her great decisions, because at this time she took her time in choosing. Instead of picking, she was waiting to see if he was the right one for her, and then she picked him. So, you know what I'm saying?
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Aaron.
You're welcome.
Any final words for the viewers back home?
Yeah, my personal opinion read the book and then toss it in the trash.
Oh.
That's all I got. That's all I have to say. Because personally, the book is so bad. It's so bad.
At first, you really seemed to like this book. What happened, man?
It's after I really realized what's wrong with it. There's misogyny,
Yeah.
and then there's just like a whole bunch of. It's just like, honestly, it's more about the woman's growth than anything. But that's not why I think the book is bad. I think the book is bad because of the ending.
You don't like the ending?
No, I don't like how she has to kill tea cake to finally grow as a person.
Ah. Interesting.
That just seems like, wow, that's crazy. You have to kill your husband to grow as a person. That just seems kind of off.
It's a little cruel, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Alright, alright.